So directions, directions, directions. I hesitated putting this in because we're teachers, we're educators, and of course we're going to follow the directions. That is something that we teach our students to do, and that's something that we all, I'm sure, pride ourselves in doing. However, the exam takes it to the next level. There's two parts to the directions that I could break it down to. First is the directions tell you what to do on the exam. They're actually a huge help. So the exam may say, share your Google Drive folder with edit access with one person. So there's 3 parts to that sentence where it's edit access, sharing with one person, and it's exactly what they want you to do. They're going to tell you. So you can use them as a help. And then I use them a lot on sheets, actually, for the person that commented about sheets. When I wasn't exactly sure how they wanted me to sort something, well, if it used the word filter, then I sorted using the filter. And if it didn't say filter, then I sorted using the little drop down arrow. So I use them as a guide. And then also for the directions, it's important to keep in mind that a computer grades the exam. So it isn't a nice teacher behind the scene or a nice Google engineer behind the scene giving you the benefit of the doubt. It's absolutely not that. I wish it was in a lot of ways. But a computer grades the exam. So if they tell you to name your folder or name your file something like the Google Doc, and you forget the word the computer is just going to think it's wrong because the text that you put in doesn't match the text that it's looking for. So a tip for that is to use your keyboard shortcuts, copy and paste. So what I mean by keyboard shortcuts is if you're on a Mac, it might be Command C for copy and Command V for paste. But if you're on a Chromebook or a Windows device, then you would do Control C and Control V. Right clicking does not always serve you well on the exam. So you want to get yourself used to using the keyboard shortcuts to copy and paste. So if the exam tells me to title a doc something, I go and I copy it and then I paste it. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I actually have an example task to show you all. So what the exam does is it'll ask you to actually complete tasks in this virtual Google account. And for example, this came from our level 1 online cohort. We have this awesome cohort that you can join and prepare and work with a group of people with me as your live facilitator, but it's on your own time, but I help you along the way. And this task comes from that course. And this task looks very similar to a performance task that you would see on the level 1 exam. So that's the background of where this came from. And I want to show, I'm using it as an example to show you what I mean by copying and pasting from the exam and to whatever Google's asking you to do. So let's say that this is the level 1 exam. Here we are. This is my exam page, and I'm going to highlight that text. And I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut, no right clicking involved. I'm going to hold down Command or Control C and copy that text. And then the task is asking me to create a Google Drive folder. So I'm going to go over to my Google Drive. And I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to paste using Control or Command V. So the exact words from the exam are going to be the exact words, the same spacing, the same hyphens, the same everything. And when I use copy and paste, there's no questions about it. And then I can click Create. Okay, so you really want to utilize that Control C or Command C and Command V when completing tasks on the exam. So that's what we mean by following the directions exactly.